G'day guys and welcome to Aussie English. My objective here is to teach you guys the English spoken down under. So whether you want to speak like a fair dinkum Aussie or you just want to understand what the flippin' hell we're on about when we're having a yarn, you've come to the right place. So sit back, grab a cuppa and enjoy Aussie English. Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Aussie English. I thought while we're on the topic of talking about the weather in Melbourne, which I mentioned in the most recent Walking with Pete episode, I thought I would teach you a common kind of phrase that is said in Australia. It's probably said elsewhere as well, but it's definitely said here quite a bit. And you say this phrase, and it's the adjective, such as cold, hot, wet, windy, humid, etc., plus the phrase enough for you. So for example, cold enough for you, hot enough for you, wet enough for you, windy enough for you. And this is incredibly common. My dad would always say this to me when talking about the weather, and usually when talking about the weather when it's surprising or unusual. So I'll give you some examples now of when you would use this kind of phrase. Say you live somewhere and it's usually really warm and really hot all year round, and one day it starts snowing. It starts snowing where you live, even though it's normally hot and warm. You could say to someone, if you just met them in the street, or if it was a friend or even a family member, you woke up, you walked outside, there's snow everywhere. You could say to them, geez, cold enough for you? And it's short for saying, is it cold enough for you? So sort of suggesting like, are you enjoying this? Is this cold enough for you? Another example could be winter has just finished and spring has started, but it's an unusually hot day. So you're not expecting it to be a hot day because it's the end of winter and the start of spring, but it's unusually hot. Maybe it's extremely hot, say 40 degrees Celsius. If you say went outside and suddenly felt this heat and you saw someone in the street, someone you knew, it could be a complete stranger, and you could be wanting to just start a conversation, and this is why people always kind of laugh at us for using the weather as something to talk about. You could say to this stranger, is it hot enough for you? Hot enough for you, mate? Hot enough for you? So this is short for, is it hot enough for you? Another example could be that it's the middle of summer and you've had a surprising amount of rain overnight. So you went to sleep last night, you woke up this morning and it had rained a whole lot overnight. So you wake up, you get out of bed, it's overcast, it's still raining, and everything is incredibly wet. There's puddles outside on the footpath when you go for a walk. You could take a friend with you if you need to go to the shops or something. So you're both walking in the street and you could say to your friend, wet enough for you? So it's like, is it wet enough for you? Have you also noticed that it is incredibly wet? Wet enough for you, mate? And a last example could be you leave the house to go out with some friends. It's incredibly windy and there's hair going everywhere from the wind. Maybe you lose your scarf in the wind. It's that strong. It's blown your scarf away. When you meet your friends that you're going out to meet in the street, you could say to them, Jesus, windy enough for you? Windy enough for you? And it just means, is it windy enough for you? Have you noticed how windy it is? It's kind of like, it's a joke. Like, is this windy enough for you or what? So that's a little expression that you can use to just have a bit of fun, to start conversations with people. This is definitely the kind of thing that if you meet a stranger in the street, say you're both waiting at a tram stop for a tram to come, or a train or a bus stop, and you're waiting for a train or a bus to come, and there's someone standing next to you, and you have unusual or surprising weather that day, you could turn to them and say, adjective enough for you. So if it was really cold, cold enough for you? If it was really hot, hot enough for you? If it was really wet, wet enough for you? If it was really windy, windy enough for you, mate? And you'll probably start a conversation there. So that's that one for today, guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll chat to you soon. All the best. Thanks for listening to the Aussie English podcast, guys. If you haven't already, please come and join the community on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the Aussie English Podcast, where I make daily posts about anything and everything related to Australia. Also, if you're enjoying the podcast, then please leave a review on iTunes or Stitcher or whichever platform you're listening to it through, as it'll help the podcast grow. Thanks again, guys, and enjoy your day.